Anita Tangwan, I told you, is my cousin's wife. All the way, she was going to introduce herself. And then we thank you so much for being here with us. Are you able to see my students, my wonderful students?
Yes, I can see them. Hi, everybody.
Hi. All right. So we are here, and I had given her some heads up on what we are doing in this class, learning about some exceptionalities. So the class I told her is just introduction to individuals, introduction to characteristics of individuals with special needs. And we are so happy that you are able to take your time to come and share your experience with us. So there is nothing like actually hearing from parents talking to us about their experience and how it started, how they are going, what they are doing about it is 1,000 times better than what we read in the textbook. So we want to thank you so much. So we have the rest of the period for you to just share your experience with us. I didn't give her any prompts, so she's just talking to us. And then after that, we'll have the students ask you some questions. Are we good? All right.
Sure.
Take it from here.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much, Dr. Comfort. She's my auntie. Thank you for having me. I'm truly honored to be here today to share with you guys on autism. Yes, and quickly, I'm not going to take much of your time. I'm just going to give you a little definition about autism. Autism is a developmental disorder that affects individuals on how they communicate, interact, and experience the world around them. So, some individuals with autism have difficulties with social interaction, communication, while others have very strong skills like creativity and problem solving. And some characteristics of autism, you can see they have repetitive behaviors. Some of them, the spin around, flip their hands, and then some of them are very sensitive to light, to touch, and then some of them, the picky eaters, just to name a few. So today I'm gonna be sharing with you my experience as a mom of an autistic son. By the way, I have three handsome boys. Yes, and I live in Ohio with my family. Um, I'm a certified agile coach. I'm a certified cybersecurity professional, and I'm also a teacher. So many things in one. And I'm very passionate about personal development. Yeah, so today we're just going to learn and grow together so we can have a better way of supporting individuals with autism as well as their families. Sorry about that. So my son, my first son is autistic. His name is Trevon, a very adorable boy. So before he was diagnosed with autism, we realized that he had developmental delay. His growth was very slow, even to the point of talking. He was very slow in talking. So by the age of 2, we had to enroll him for early education. So we thought that maybe it was just, he was just that slow. He was not meeting up his milestones. So we enrolled him for early education. He started school and he wasn't still meeting up with his milestones. But then we didn't actually see the signs of autism in him. We just knew that, okay, he loved to be by himself, play by himself. He was a picky eater. Yes, and okay, we knew he had difficulties with social interaction. So, and then we didn't see all the tantrums and all of that, those extreme characteristics of autism. We didn't see that with him. So, we're just like, okay, let's see how it goes. So when he wasn't meeting up with his milestones, we decided to get him checked up for autism. So he got diagnosed. And before then, my husband and I really thank God for my husband. He's very supportive. My family has been very supportive. So we made up our minds. We're like, okay, this is it. If they tell us he's autistic, okay, fine. All right, we're gonna take it. This is what it is, and we're just going to pray to God to give us the strength, to give us the wisdom and understanding just the right ways so we can possibly, support Him. Okay, so we are made up our minds. We're not going to be sad about it or stressed. Because one thing that will help you as an autistic parent, or maybe as an autistic teacher, or someone who is willing to help support autistic people, is having a strong mind, having to understand what their needs are, having to be patient with them. So once we made up our minds, okay, the diagnosis came and there he goes. He was autistic. Okay, that's fine. Now this is it. What do we do about it? First of all, we had to get him enrolled for an ABA therapy, and as his parents, we had to, work closely with his therapies, the teachers, to see how we can help, help them do the job. Okay, they're doing their part, and us as the parents, we have to do our own part. For example, like his daily reports from school. Okay, I go through it and then I have weekly meetings with his therapies to make sure that, okay, the short term goals, because with autistic kids, you have to set very realistic short term goals. You don't expect too much from them because they don't process information like we do. These are very special people with special understanding. They're so unique in their own way. Okay, that's how God made them. So now you set very short goals. If they're able to meet up with the goals, fine. If not, it's okay. You keep trying until you get there. Okay, because sometimes if you put so much pressure on them, you're gonna lose it. You will miss the goal you're trying to attain. So so I work closely with these therapists, with these teachers. Or we set goals, which would, for example, if excuse me, for example, if we're trying to you know, help him use calorie, because with them there's so many things that are lagging behind, which you have to, help them do it, like potty training, using of utensils, the social interaction, creating a very safe space and environment for them. But in the course of doing that, you have to take it slowly. Yes, take it slowly. If they're able to do one thing today, okay, fine, you celebrate their wins. When you celebrate them, it encourages them to do more. So for me, with my son, the greatest challenges I've had is because he's nonverbal. He's nonverbal for now. So not being able to communicate is a very big challenge. Okay, and he gets very frustrated when he's unable to communicate his needs. So sometimes you have to figure it out, or sometimes if it's something within his reach, he can bring it to you. Like, Mom, I want this thing. Okay, he brings it. If he wants to drink water, if he's able to get his cup, he brings his cup over to you. So okay, this is it. I want water. Or if he's hungry, he pulls you to the kitchen. So when he pulls you out to the kitchen, okay, he's hungry. Yeah, that's just an example of how he communicates. And then the other part of it, sometimes you have to figure it out, which is frustrating, but slowly and surely we're getting there. And to help with communication, his therapists or teachers came up with this pictures stickers. It's like a booklet. So we have pictures of his activities, his food, the things he likes. We even have the pictures of his parents are there. So if he wants something, he can just like pick it up and give it to you. This is it. I want this. I want to eat, or I want my show. Play. Is it Miss Rachel? He just picks it up and give it to you. So at least that is helping with the communication part to an extent. But he will still get frustrated sometimes if he's trying to communicate or say something that you cannot understand. But gradually we're getting there. That's why I spoke about being very patient with them. Excuse me. And then he's a very picky eater too. So we've had this challenge for a while now. So he likes just crispy food. For example, the fries, the chicken, you have to make it, it has to be really, really dry. If he has to eat meat or fish, you have to fry it really dry. Okay, so he can continue eating just that kind of food. So we have to try to introduce different things. Yeah, he So with him, I really don't pressure him when it comes to food. So he has to taste it and smell it. If it's something he likes, okay, he goes for it. Like recently, he tried rice and he likes it. I was like, okay, wow, this is good. I mean, so with them, their progress is gradual. You just have to be patient with them, understand their needs, and then create a safe space for them where they can feel comfortable, they can feel wanted, they can feel loved. When you create a safe space for them, it encourages them to be themselves and bring out the best in them. Yes, as I said before, they're very unique in the way they think, in the way they communicate, in the way they react. Sometimes he might just, well, my son he's not violent. Yes, but tantrums, he can be frustrated and he will cry. There was an episode we had, okay, and I realized that he was very clingy, okay, clingy, like he wants to be close to you, like he follows you basically everywhere you go. You go to the restroom, he follows you. You go to the kitchen, he follows you, and he's following and crying. I was like, God, this is very serious. I had to talk with this therapist. Like, this is new. I don't understand because sometimes when they behave strange, you have to identify the trigger. What caused this? We're all confused. My husband and I, we're like, oh Lord, how do we do? And to be honest with you all, in all of this, what has kept my family is prayers. We have trusted God. We pray when it becomes so difficult and we don't know what to do. We're like, God, help us. We need the strength. We need the wisdom. How do we go about this? And when you pray, God just gives you a kind of peace. He gives you he gives you wisdom. He just gives you ways to go around it, and you just okay. You just have this assurance in your mind. You don't feel depressed. We have never really been depressed about this because why faith-based family, we trust the Lord, and we know that with the right support, Trevon is gonna live a very meaningful and successful life like many other autistic individuals. Yes, so I believe that we can learn and grow together so we can get the best possible ways to support individuals with autism and their families, and not look at it like it's a disease or it's a sickness, or because there's this myth around autism. Okay, some people think it's bad parenting. No, it's just a developmental disorder. You don't choose it to happen to your child or to your family member. It just happens. And when it happens, what you can do is, okay, have patience, have a strong mind, create a safe space for them, you know, encourage their strengths, focus on their strengths, help them, support them in the best possible way you can. And believe me, they will strive, they'll have meaningful lives. And some of them are very as I said before, they are very, very smart. Like my son Trevon, he's very smart. He may not be talking right now, but I can tell he's a very smart kid with the things he does. And his smile just melts my heart. And he gives you some very warm hugs. You're like, okay, you can feel it, mommy, I love you. When Auntie Comfort visited some time ago, and she kind of related very well with him. And I had to tell her, Auntie, it seems you really understand. You understand this boy very well because he relates so well with you, unlike other people. Because sometimes you get thinking as a parent, what do people say about my child? Maybe they're having the wrong information, maybe they're judging you, things like that. But then having people who understand, okay, not only family members like you guys seated right here, when you get to understand what autism truly is, these are just different people. It's not like something is wrong with them. It's not like they're crazy. Okay. So if you can just understand them, understand their needs, be patient, very patient, because autism would test your patience. I used to think I was a very patient person until when I had my son. I'm like, that days I'll be like, God. Can I really take this? Help me, you know. But then he's a very adorable boy, and gradually we're getting there. He's more joyful now, and with the social interaction, and I think we don't have issues with that again because he interacts with people more often. We've had many people visit us. He gets close to them now. Even when we take him out for functions, he kind of he doesn't run away. He doesn't sit all by himself. He interacts in a way. It will not be like every other kid, but then you cannot tell that he's isolated or he's by himself because he tries to play in his own way. He tries to be around you. Yeah, just like that. So with the social interaction, at least we're getting there. Just show them love. Once you show them love, you don't judge them. Take it gradually with them. Okay, they're gonna step up with that. When it comes to communication, to you know, don't get frustrated when they're frustrated and they're crying because they cannot express themselves. Just even if they haven't gotten to the point where they can bring things to you or pull you to whatever they want and all of that, or you don't have the is it the PECs? They call it the PECs communication something. Yeah, as I was talking about the booklet with the picture stickers of his activities, his parents, the things he likes. Yes, if you haven't gotten to that point yet, just be patient and try to observe. And you get some prompts from him. This is what I want, just like that. Or as prospective teachers, yeah, as prospective teachers, I believe um, being here, you're passionate about this and you really want to help individuals or kids with autism. So this is not going to be hard for you. You have to have empathy. Yeah, number one, I'll say it over and over again. Patience. Yes, patience. It's top on the list. Patience. Yes, patience, encouraging them, celebrating them. If they're able to achieve just one thing, you celebrate them, they're happy and they'll be able to do more. Yes, so if all of us can have a better understanding of this, I believe that we'll be able to give the support that autistic kids and families need, and we'll be able to create an inclusive environment for everybody. Thank you so much. So if you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask me.
Oh, once we go, friends, you'll just have to unmute and ask your question. Who wants to start? Oh, you come back from spring break with all the energy. Come on, go for it.
Should I unmute my,
Yes.
is it gonna echo?
Do you hear her? Are you able to hear her?
Yeah, I talking to me.
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear her.
Try to say your question and see if she can.
Okay, so I think you mentioned that you have like three boys. How have your other two children like been helpful with your first son and like his learning process and his growing process?
Okay, thank you so much, Lucia, for your question. Okay, my two boys. The second one, he's almost two. Yeah, so he's actually still. I don't want to say he's still a baby, but okay, now Trevon has a playmate. And then the other one, I have a baby. He's barely 2 months old. Yeah, I just had a baby. So, yeah, so Trevon now has a playmate. So my second son, he is very bubbly and very active. So he kind of helps Trevon because Trevon, he had this quiet thing going on. And since this other one, he's very bubbly and active. So he kind of pushes him to play, to interact. Sometimes I'll feel like he's trying to bully his elder brother. But then to me, I feel like, okay, it's a good thing. It's a good thing because it helps him to get active. It helps him to, play around because his little brother is a whole lot. He will pull him, he will take his stuff and run away with it. and so he'll be forced to follow him to get it. So it kind of bring out the person in Trevon. Yes. So yeah, to me it's a good thing because the little one, he truly doesn't understand what's happening with his brother, like his follower. He just knows that maybe his brother, kids, they just want to play. And since it's not yet up to his age, because Trevon is 4 years old, he's gonna be 5 in November this year, and then his little brother will be 2 years old next month. So the gap difference, but he tries to play with him. He triggers him a whole lot. So sometimes he really triggers Trevon, and when Trevon's get mad, the only thing he can do is, okay, you know what? I'm gonna push you till you push me. I push you. Then it creates something. It's forcing him to react. It's forcing him to get active. So when you have kids that can, trigger the other, not trigger in a negative way per se, but kids that can trigger them to get active, to get them to play. It's part of that social interaction. Yes, so the little brother is really helping, let's say, in that aspect. So, and then you see them play together, you see him smiling, and you see the little brother goes to give him a hug. So what I do, I always capture those moments. I make sure I take pictures of it. Yeah, so yeah, the little brother, is a whole lot. So, and sometimes he kind of copies Trevor. When Trevor is spinning, he also wants to spin. So Trevor feels like, okay, I have a playmate right there. Yeah, so yeah, I think he helps him in a way. It's all good. I really loved it because had it been he was quiet, not this active boy, it should have been, well, I don't want to say worse, but then we shouldn't have had some results per se, like where we are, because I believe the brother too is helping him a whole lot when they
Which
get
is like
to.
Danny for that. Yeah, it just makes sense that imagine if Trevon was all by himself, right?
Yes.
Another question? Yeah, questions you want to ask. Thank you.
I can't remember if you mentioned it or not, but like he's interacting well with his siblings. Like, how does he interact with in school and with like other kids his age?
What school does he even go to?
Or what school he goes to?
Did you hear the question?
Hey, did she say how does he interact with other kids at school?
At school, yeah. What school does he go to? Is he in a general classroom or a special classroom?
No, it's
How
no,
does he
it's
interact with others?
okay. He does the ABA therapies, like therapies for autistic children, the speech therapy, and then motor skills, just to name a few. So it's one-on-one, but then we have other kids. So we have days that they get to play with other kids. So from the reports I get, he kind of interacts well with them, but at the beginning, he had a little difficulty doing that. So as he has done that continuously, he has become used to them. So it's not more of a problem now. Yeah. But with autistic kids, they have different days. There are days that they're very lively and there are days that, they just get a little moody, but you just need to find a way to get them out of it. If not, okay, you let them be for some time, then you get back into the activity. Yeah, he has improved a whole lot with that.
So he's not going to a general education. He's in
No,
a
no,
general
no,
public
no.
school. This is a special school.
Yes, yes, yes. He's going to the autistic therapy center. Yes, the behavioral therapy center for autistic kids. Because he went to the normal school, like I said before, and he wasn't hitting his milestones. That's where we had to get him diagnosed for autism. With that, so he did pretty well because he was always excited to go to school. Even now, he's always very excited to go to school. Like when you're taking him to school and When he's in, when because he knows his school days. He knows Monday to Friday is school time. When once he wakes, because with them they work with routines. He already knows when he wakes up in the morning, he needs to take his bath, he needs to take his breakfast, get ready for school, just like that. Once his weekends, he knows his weekend. He's not bothered. He knows he has to stay home and play around, just like that. And once you're taking him to school and maybe you change direction, he starts crying or he starts reacting. He knows that this is not the way to my school. You're not taking me to school. So, yeah.
I had a question about, you mentioned like instead of setting like really like big long-term goals, that it's better to set like smaller short-term goals. What would be like an example of a short-term goal?
Okay, an example of a short-term goal is like having to help him with use calories, utensils, the spoon, the fork. Yeah, as I said before, they're a bit slow when it comes to things like that, unlike the other kids. So with a those short-term goals, like yeah, for example, as I said, using utensils, you can try, keep trying and trying. All right. If you're able to meet up with the time you had set for that goal, fine. If not, okay, you just have to keep on trying. We have that, we have potty training, and then we have him and another short-term goal is him being them being able to understand denied access because some of them find it very difficult when you tell them a no. Okay, and this is how you tell them no. We have this yes and no picture or sticker or something. It's quite big. So this is how for you to be able to tell them a no, you don't just tell them no, like bluntly, no, I'm not gonna give you this, you can have this now. So you gradually, it's like you're transitioning from the no to a yes. You can have this now, but you can have this. Okay, so you do it with the no and the yes. You point it no while you're holding the article or whatever thing he wants. And then the no sticker, you say, no, no, Trevon, you can have this now. And then you can have this. So it's like you're changing their focus from one thing to another without hurting their feelings. Yes. So yeah, it's about gradually just changing their focus from one thing to another. Though some of them might not understand it at that point, but they might get frustrated, but not too frustrated. Because you're doing it with love. You're gradually, hey Trevon, you've had so much cookies. Right now you can't have cookies anymore. So instead of this, why not this? And the next thing you're pointing should be something that he also likes. Yeah, so that it doesn't become difficult for them to understand. Yeah.
Alright, it looks like you fed up with so much information, and we are really so thankful and grateful for your time to come and educate us. And while we have these future educators, so psychologists who are going to in future meet some of the students, we want to thank you again for your time. And hey, we are looking forward. Maybe we are going to reach out with you so many years from today to ask how is Trevon doing. We want to come
Oh,
on.
wow.
So
That would be
thank you,
my
thank you
utmost
so much.
pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a
You're welcome.
wonderful day, Annie.
Thank you so much, Auntie.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Right. So I want you to talk in your little group. This is shortly, but we have 10 more minutes. I just want to discuss what you've learned from this presentation. What I could work it. If I do this again, or no. So in your groups, let's talk about it. What you had, what you like, how you felt.
I wish
Is it sort of a little world? It's like how like verbatim. That's her like realize like has to goes out there and be in a way that another person was. And then it just shows.
Yeah, like they just share, it's like.
That's how that's
Like,